As you know, our world is becoming more and more connected, and as our world becomes more connected, the risks of devastating cyber attacks are increasing rapidly. Currently, most of the cyber attacks on the United States originate from China, and this is the facility that these attacks are traced back to.
What you're saying is that what many people saw as a shadowy Chinese group is actually part of the People's Liberation Army.
Well, I would think it is, and it's taking direction from the PLA. And that's why we've released this report. Is there's all this public disclosure now that it's China behind lots of these intrusions. I think it's also very important for folks to realize it's not just freelance people in China doing these attacks. It's attacks directed by the government. So that means these attacks can be more advanced, they can be more funded, they can be more pervasive, and they will probably continue unabated. It could be the new normal.
There are mainly two types of cyber attacks. First, denial of service. Attackers do this by flooding a site with high levels of traffic, usually causing the site to shut down for a short period of time. Second, spying. Attackers enter a system and take private information. Often these attacks are aimed at large institutions, and at some point most of these institutions have been compromised. The United States is no stranger to launching cyber attacks, but there are key differences between what the United States does and what China is doing.
Having said that, do we need to put this into perspective? Everyone who can do this does this.
No,
right?
I don't think so. No, of course.
Well, the Americans do it, the Israelis do it, the Russians do it.
Well, there are some countries that go after the corporates of other countries. People have mentioned France, Israel, maybe Russia. But China's a broad-based campaign. The United States doesn't do it. I mean, we don't go after Chinese NGOs or Chinese publications. So it is really, they've crossed a line which is significant. Because when you think about what they're doing in terms of trying to affect discourse in other countries, that is serious because that goes to the core of a democracy, for instance.
The hacktivist group Anonymous is a group of hacker vigilantes. This group has become well known for their many cyber attacks. They use their hacking ability to protest actions of any organization they think is doing wrong or hurting people's rights. In the past month, Anonymous has hacked North Korea's websites twice.
When these attackers come in, do you find that they are largely there to steal data, to steal intellectual property, or to take over systems and try to do some kind of an infrastructure attack?
It's my opinion, only from what I've observed over the last 8 or 9 years, it's my opinion that they're there to steal data. Now, that mission can always change, and one of the things that I've always observed is whether, with the Chinese, when they hack a system, they do have access to destroy things. They can crush the system, they can steal things, they can change things. But they've always operated with what I call rules of engagement. And they haven't, as far as I know, changed the integrity or the availability of the data. They've only changed the confidentiality of it. If the mission should change, they do have all the tools in place to be destructive.
If hackers focus on destroying rather than just disrupting and spying, this could have some catastrophic results. Most of us remember the blackout of 2003. That was not a malicious attack. It was the result of a tree falling on an electrical line and software failure. This event led to people in the Northeast losing power for 2 days. If hackers were to destroy our electrical infrastructure, we'd be looking at something a lot worse than 2 days without power. 2 weeks, maybe longer. The risks of cyber attacks are very real and need to be resolved.